I also read another interview where Jamie Lee Curtis had said that had been training extensively in samurai sword fighting. And so I
Really?
think, yeah. No,
Okay, I was about to say like, no, you're fucking with me.
so I think like the final showdown is just her and Michael, just like samurai sword fighting in the middle of the street while the whole town fucking gathers around, dude, and they're duking it out. And
He's got the knife and she's
yeah,
got the sword.
fuck yeah, dude. People are throwing tomatoes at him. It's like, die, you William
Guys,
Shatner
the
looking piece
drinks are
of
kicking
shit.
in, kids.
They're here.
What's going on, guys and gals? It's your boy Brad with Good Real Hunting. We've got the BrettMan here. We got a special guest, my friend Chris here. And in today's episode, we're going to talk about our expectations, our ideas, what we're kind of expecting from Halloween Kills. Today is the original release date for the movie. So we wanted to do a nice episode for you guys, just kind of getting the pumped up ness out of you. So we're going to talk about it.
And the continuation of Good Real Hunting 2020.
2020. Which, if you're new to the channel, check out some of these other videos we've been doing for Good Real Haunting. We've had some great horror content. And another announcement is we have started doing a podcast on Spotify and iTunes. And this is actually going to be kind of a podcast style episode. So just kind of an open discussion on Halloween Kills. We're going to take this and put it on Spotify as well. So be sure to follow us there if you follow us on YouTube. And if you follow us on Spotify, follow us on YouTube. It's good times.
Yeah,
But
absolutely. And if you can't just look at our gorgeous faces, you could just at least listen to our gorgeous voices, man. You know,
They
like just put that Spotify into use.
they are the best. So what I want to do, well, let's get everybody. So Chris here is a special guest today. He's going to be on the channel going forward. I'm sure at various times. So we want to get you guys to know him. So Chris, tell me, what's your favorite scary movie?
Favorite scary movie? Well, it's gotta be Friday the 13th, man.
Yeah,
Which
yeah,
one?
It's gotta be. It's like the first time that I ever saw a movie where I thought that I was gonna shit my pants.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was the first time. So I have that connection with it, you know?
You talking the OG Friday the 13th with
Yeah, man.
Pamela Voorhees?
Pamela Voorhees.
Yes, Pamela Voorhees.
Yeah, that's the one. I
Oh.
almost shat my pants, and it's kind of stuck with me ever since then, I think.
All right, dude. That is a classic after all. So, Halloween Kills time. Brett, what do you think? You jacked? You excited? You pumped? We got to wait another year, but here it comes. You ready? It was supposed to come
Yeah.
out today.
Yeah, I know. Like, I really wanted to come see it today, and I'm super jacked about it. I can't wait to see what's in store. But Chris is our guest, so I feel like we should give him the honors with his first impressions of what Halloween Kills is going to bring next year.
Man, I think it's going to be great. You know, I saw the interview a while back where David Gordon Green said, who was it? Maybe it was Nick Castle, had said that it was going to be, like twice as gory. It was going to be the first one, like times 10.
Yeah,
So-
was that John Carpenter if I actually said that? Got that for us
Somebody
real quick.
involved with the movie said it was going to be level 10. So I'm looking forward to seeing Michael fucking go ape shit in this next one, man.
Yeah, I'm pretty jacked about it, man. I am as well. As we know, yes, it is going to be a continuation of Halloween 2018 and kind of following those footsteps. The same cast is coming back. You got freaking Judy Greer, the legend. You got freaking Jamie Lee Curtis.
Anthony Michael Hall, is he coming back?
Anthony Michael Hall is going to be Tommy.
Damn right,
Tommy
she's
freaking-
coming
man.
back.
I'm looking forward to that one.
Tommy Jarvis, dude, or not Tommy Jarvis, freaking Tommy, what's his last?
Tommy
Wallace.
Doyle.
Buchanan. Oh.
Wallace, right?
No, Tommy Doyle.
Tommy Doyle.
Yeah, there we go.
Sorry. Yeah.
We knew it started with a W though.
Yeah. So we got him coming in. We got Kylie Richards.
Yes.
Okay, is Linda? Not Linda. God, why am I blanking on everything right now? All of a sudden,
You know,
Because
Uh,
you're too freaking excited, man.
I know, dude. Kyle Richards
but-
coming back as Lindsay Wallace.
But you
from the
haven't brought
original.
out one of the most other important characters in this movie, too, of James Jude Courtney as the Shape, Michael Myers.
Yeah, he did a phenomenal job in 2018, I thought.
I really dug it a lot.
Yeah.
And really, the biggest thing about the next one is the director coming back, man. I think that sort of continuation for Dave Gordon Green to come back for the next two is going to be a big bonus as well.
Yeah, I think so too. And
But he had a really good feel, right, for the last one.
Yeah, he did.
Absolutely.
2018. Yeah, it was a really good callback and a good way to start it over again. I actually think Jamie Lee probably wouldn't have been so excited about it if it hadn't been.
Yeah, and she's also a producer in Halloween Kills as well.
Jamie Lee is?
Yeah, Jamie Lee is.
Hell yeah,
She's
dude.
ready to jump back in there, man.
She's pumped, man.
Yeah.
Okay, so Jamie Lee's coming back. Amy Matichak's coming back. Everybody, even Will Patton.
Will Patton as Frank Hawkins.
Yeah, even Will Patton's coming back, and he got freaking ran over in the last one. He got stabbed in the neck and shit. That's at least that's what I've heard. Like, I don't think he's on the official list that I was just looking at, but I've heard.
Wait a second. Was he the?
He's
cop?
the sheriff. Yeah,
Yeah.
Or not the sheriff, but the deputy.
The deputy that freaking Sartain stabbed in the jugular, man.
That was probably the only. Here's one of the scene, the last one where he runs him over and he gets out of the car while he's still laying there.
Yeah.
That was the only.
Yeah,
part.
how the hell does he survive that? Like,
I don't know. I don't know if it's official. I thought that not James Courtney, but freaking Mr. Green. God dang, I'm forgetting all my names. David Gordon Green. I'm pretty sure he did say that. I'm pretty sure David Gordon Green.
Gotta get that Crown and Coke in, man, while Brad's trying to
Frank
figure out his names.
I'm pretty sure David Gordon Green did say that he was coming back, which is interesting to me. I feel like they're kind of forcing that a little bit because he looked dead as hell in the last one. So
yeah, it's almost the only part of the of that remake that I did not enjoy was that little sequence there where he gets out and
you're just not a fan of Dr. Sartain, right?
he comes out with the mask on, dude. He's like, bloop, 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 and then,
yeah.
I guess.
I could dig it though. I mean, whatever.
yeah.
Do you know what I'm most looking forward to? I know we got the director back. We got Jamie Lee Curtis as the producer and her character back. We got the main protagonist back. We got the main iconic villain back. But what about the score? Is the score going to be the same? Are we bringing them back?
Oh, yeah.
Which is John Carpenter's son that was working on it?
Johnny Boy Carpenter and his boy. Yeah, it's going to be awesome because I thought the score was the best part of 2018. I think the score and Michael Myers itself, those were my two favorites.
Mm-hmm. And I'll even be controversial real quick. I actually think the Halloween 2018 soundtrack and score was better than the original.
I wouldn't go that far, but it was cool. But I mean,
Wow, that's a bold take there.
That's a bold statement for sure. I dug the hell out of it. I did. I really did. So I think that overall was great in the 2018 movie, and I would like to see more of the original pieces of music come back. Just obviously alternate renditions of those, but like Laurie's theme and things like that. But they did good. They did a great job in 2018 with the ones that they did bring back. So I think I'm excited to see what else they can build up on there with that. So I think it's gonna be awesome.
I was a huge fan of I'm trying to forget of that boy that was friggin' Allison's boyfriend's lackey. Do you remember his name by any chance?
Lakey.
You sure?
No, I'm not sure at all.
I actually thought it was Martin.
How do you say?
Was it Lumpy?
Lumpy.
Well,
now, do we know
there's a character's name called Lumpy in here?
Is John Carpenter actually being credited as Johnny Boy Carpenter, like you said a minute ago, in an effort to distance himself? It's just going to be credited as Johnny Boy Carpenter.
Oh, it was Dave. It was Dave, I believe.
Yeah, Dave Fincher. So we talked about the cast a little bit. What do you think the overall story? Obviously, is going to come back to the same night as Halloween 2018. I think they've already confirmed that. That's kind of what we see in the teaser with Michael in the fiery house and stuff. At the obviously he gets out of the basement. He's got the fire axe. He busts his way through there. He's ready to freaking party, man. But we see that it's going to happen in the same night. How do you think this is going to unfold? And what would you like to see out of the events in this night? Because it's going to be, I mean, obviously it's going to be a long night. Like it's going to be a long night for sure. And you got, because like I said, you got Tommy and Lindsay coming back from the first one. I don't know if they're coming from out of town or if they live there still or whatever. So you got to have all these characters come back. Sheriff Brackett's coming back. Old ass, he's like 85 years old now. He's coming back, and how are you going to get all these characters together? And what would you like to see them do on the Halloween night here?
Ah, man. Well, the first thing I want Michael Myers just to ramp it up 10 times, like with his kills, with his like sneaking around and just killing people from the shadows. We need just to establish him as like, hey, I'm not screwing around. I'm pissed off. I almost got burnt to a crisp, extra crispy, and I'm just ready to go.
What's Busta Rhymes say? You looking like a crispy, a Kentucky fried. What do you say?
Chicken fried motherfucker. Oh gosh, but anyways, yeah, I want Michael Myers just to be even more of a badass in this movie. With freaking Laurie Strode, I kind of want her like I would probably say have her take a little bit of a backseat in this one because we got a lot of her in Halloween 2018. I think it's time that we put Allison up to that next pedestal of kind of like being passing the torch, I would say. And then Karen, I'll just be honest with you, I just wasn't really a fan of her character. Just that last scene in the basement from Halloween 2018 is what saved her character to at least make her a little bit interesting. But other than that, I just can care less. Like, I think maybe even mid-act or in the third movie, just go ahead and kill her off because I just wasn't really connected with it.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind. To me, I didn't like her character that much. What do you think overall about the same night storyline and what?
Yeah, I mean, I think based on that little teaser that we got this far, and I think even maybe in an interview or something that I had read that it's going to pick right up where the other one left off. I actually think this might be something of a hot take, but I think that
Gotta get my drink ready for this.
I think that maybe in the second one, we kind of cool off at the beginning, right?
Well, except for Michael, he was just in a burning house.
Yeah, because he's still on fire while everybody else is trying to cool, and he's trying to cool off too. Everybody's trying to cool off.
All right, everyone, chill.
And so
gosh, do not quote that movie
trying to
right
cool
now.
off. He's just a little bit more literal. So I don't think everybody's trying to cool off. They're trying to make sense of it, try to get through this. And then I think
like to process it in their mind.
Exactly. So I think this new trilogy is going to be more a bit more of a character study on Laurie Strode and things like that, where we're kind of seeing things from her point of view a little bit more. So I think that maybe we stay with her for a little bit while she's trying to recover and things like that. And then like toward the end of the second act or so into the third act, everything blows up, right? And then of course 2 and 3 are being filmed together. So I think it's going to be like, one massive story. So I think that's kind of, you have that little bit of a build up there. And then everything blows up at the end, and then we're left with this huge cliffhanger at the end of Kills going into Halloween Ends. I mean, that's how I would frame it, but who knows?
Yeah, and the one interesting thing about the teaser trailers that they came out with is Allison coming out of a car with this big ass gun. So that's what actually gets me excited. That she is she's pissed off. She wants to hunt down Michael and just go ahead and just end it. And she doesn't care whether she has to do it on her own or with Laurie and Karen.
I will say one more. And I'll get my mind rolling now. One other option I think could be that if we pick right up, like we don't miss a beat and everything just keeps rolling, right, off of the last one, and things just go crazy through this whole flick, right?
Yeah.
And then at the end of it, we come to some sort of Michael's dead, blah blah blah. You know, it's the end of it, and then maybe Kills picks up like a couple years later. Jamie Lee Curtis. Now that I'm thinking about it, she doesn't really. I mean, she was looking a little old in that last one.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So you think Halloween Kills will pick up?
Pick up, keep rolling, right? And so it's
Yeah.
just like nonstop. It's very fast paced. And then at the end of it, we're going to come to a cutoff here, and then Halloween Kills will be like a couple
Halloween
years.
Ends.
Oh,
Excuse me.
Halloween
Yes,
Ends.
Halloween Ends. My apologies. We'll pick up maybe a couple years later or something like that. But you know,
that's an interesting take.
Jamie Lee Curtis, she's like 25 now, so
Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah. 25.
Yeah, so, I
yeah.
don't
But
know.
I like that because I mean I agree to the extent that like it's kind of hard to with the original intent of the character of Michael Myers. It's hard to place like it's hard to space out his ventures because like okay he gets out Halloween, he kills some bitches and then like uh, and then like okay and then the movie ends and then it's like a year later. So to me it's always kind of hard to answer the question of where he's been for the last year. Like we've run into that problem before with Halloween 5 where he's hanging out with his buddy down by the river in the van. So
when you're living in a van.
Down by the river.
there was no van there, ladies and gentlemen, but he was there by the river at least. But yeah, I mean, it's hard to kind of explain that. So I like the idea of picking up where they left off in Halloween Night, like they did with Halloween 2. But at the same time, 3 movies in the same night, I think, is a little bit too much. I don't know. I think that's a long ass night. It was already pretty late at the end of the Halloween 2018 movie. So I think Halloween Kills, I think you could definitely stretch that into the early morning. But Halloween Ends is like, okay, now it's another freaking, like, even in real time, it's going to be hard to freaking expand that out over the course of the whole night and make 3 movies out of it and keep it interesting. So I don't know how they're going to fit in ends at the end of it, but I do like the fact that this is taking place immediately after Halloween 2018. And I like the fact that they're just going to dig right into it. And I think you do have a chance to, because you have a 3rd movie planned already. You got the script out for that. You got it all planned out. So you have an opportunity to slow things down here, and because everybody knows the 3rd one's coming.
That's what I.
Yeah. So
I mean, my pitch on it. That's how I would kind of roll it out. Well, that's what makes the character a little bit more interesting. That we've been, this taking place so many years later and stuff. I think it's good. To see things through Laurie's lens a little bit and kind of slow things down, process things with her for a little bit before we go right back into slashing people up. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. And I was going to mention Tommy Doyle and Lindsay, but I'm just going to go ahead and ask you the bold question, Chris. Is Laurie Strode going to die in Halloween Kills?
In Kills? I don't think so, man. But I'll tell you what could be a nice twist. All the Halloween movies, most of them anyway, were left with the cliffhanger. It was like, oh, Michael's dead, and Laurie prevails, blah, blah, blah. What if they flip it, though, and at the end of Kills, we think that she's dead, and then, we pick back up and ends, and she comes back.
Interesting
That could be
twist.
interesting.
I like it.
Yeah, one little pitch that
I do think at the end of Ends, I'm sorry, Bert, I didn't mean to interrupt you, my brother.
He calls me Bert also.
What are you talking about? I'm sorry, dude. Not my bad.
No, you have the privilege of doing that. Brad, I have a little problem with that. But, nah, just JK. But Chris, as you were.
But I do think that if we're going to, there's still some sort of connection between these two. And I really don't think that there is, from a narrative standpoint, I think Laurie probably has to die to get rid of him. I think she probably has to die to kill him, either to save somebody or something along those lines. You don't agree? I think they're entwined with each other. I think that's the only way to truly eradicate him is to go full force ultimate sacrifice kind of thing. And I think that
I think so too.
And to finish off my pitch just real quick, my prediction, I don't think Laurie Strode is going to die in Halloween Kills. I actually think Karen is going to die in Halloween Kills. So it builds up like a rage in Allison, and that Laurie Strode trains Allison. And I can go back to Christy, your point, during that year, Laurie Strode is training Allison, and then they both go find Michael Myers for the year later on that Halloween night, and then they just end everything. And I think Laurie Strode and Michael Myers are going to have one last showdown in the Myers house as that house is burning down. That's my bold prediction to that.
I think that's going to be awesome. But really, I think they do have to.
I feel like they have to end it where it began. If you're going to have a title called Halloween Ends, it has to end where it began, and it all began inside the Myers house.
Be a cool place to end. Which that brings me in. They are bringing the Myers house back. I think it was for Halloween Kills. It was definitely for Halloween Ends. Like they're definitely. Obviously the real house is still there. They moved it. It's still there. I don't think they're necessarily using that real house. They might be. I don't know. But they're definitely bringing the concept of the Myers house back. And I believe it's for Halloween Kills, if I'm not mistaken.
It better not be that Halloween 5 bullshit they try to trick us with.
That was a badass house, dude.
Oh, shut up.
You know what would be cool, though? You got me rolling over here now, Bert. I got this idea in my mind where what happens if they do get trained up, right? They're practicing the whole movie of Halloween.
Yeah, like how Laurie trained Karen, as they showed in those flashbacks.
That's right. And then we get to Halloween Ends, and it's actually they are the ones chasing Michael now.
I like that.
Put a spin on it.
That's been my goal, dude.
They've been working out. They play into the state of the world. Everybody's been in quarantine. Jamie Lee Curtis is ripped, dude. 6-pack, swole, dude. You know what I mean? She's
vascularity.
Big. Yeah, dude. She is out there on the prowl. Michael can't even pick up the knife to try and go toward anybody because
he got his freaking hand blown off, man.
That's what I'm saying, dude. He's still hot. He's still smoking from the end of the last one, and they are just chasing his hot ass down.
With the 3, he's only got 3 fingers left.
Yeah, dude. He's trying to make meat out of him. So instead of him, hiding in the closet, hiding in the dark, popping out all the time, being creepy as all hell, these girls are just like, where are you going to hide? Where are you going to hide? Fully automatic weapons, samurai swords, just shooting him down around every turn. He's just like being crippled.
That's kind of the idea that I like. I like the idea. I would, in Halloween 2018, you get that one moment where Laurie's chasing down Michael at the house with the fish tank and all that with the girl that dies via the Vicky. You get Laurie Strode going out there hunting him down, and that was a concept I really liked from that because they're not brother and sister anymore. So I like the idea. Like he has no reason to go for her. I like the idea of bringing Laurie to her or to him because I think that makes sense because she's obviously obsessed with the guy. And she hears that he's back in town, and she's like, okay, I'm going to go hunt him down this time instead of wait for him to come. So I didn't really necessarily like the idea of Michael coming to her house. I would have rather brought her to him, and that's kind of what he's talking about, what you're talking about. I like that idea, and I think if you were to have any kind of gap, if they do Halloween 2018 and then Kills, and then there's a break for a year or so, I like the idea of bringing the whatever's left of the protagonist to him as a hunter situation. But yes, I do not think that Jamie Lee is going to die in this one. Unfortunately, I think she doesn't really create a lot of interest for me anymore. But she's a big moneymaker for the franchise, so I think they would be silly to kill her off.
And it's just a key into the story as well because you know she's going to play an important factor.
A conduit for the audience.
Yeah, really. She's a conduit for the audience. Yes, that's a good way of putting it. So I think she's definitely going to make it through this one. It would be cool if they killed her off because it would be unexpected, particularly if they did it in a way where they should have done it in 2018, where she sacrifices herself to save her daughter or granddaughter.
And to do that badass knife fighting scene out in the front yard.
Samurai swords. Yeah, dude, I would love to see the original ending, by the way, for 2018. I don't know if
I feel like I wish they could have gone that route and they just continued that fighting within the house and go down to the basement. Like you could have easily kind of like intertwined both alternate endings.
Yeah, I agree, man. I think that would have been sweet. I would have loved to see them duking it out in the front yard with a knife and all that. And I mean, I like she was badass in that movie, but I didn't like going to her house at the end. To me, but of course, we'll get into 2018 down the road when we do the series. But overall, like I'm excited. But okay, so happened in the same night. We see in the teaser that Laurie's in the hospital again, like she was in 1981 for the original Halloween 2. Do you think they're going to have a lot of extended scenes in the hospital like that movie? Do you think she's going to bust out? Do you think she's going to get released and come back out into the real world? What's Michael going to be doing? What are you thinking about that?
Well, what I'm thinking about that, and I'm actually glad you brought that up, within Halloween Kills, they're going to do a lot of flashbacks. That is what they have talked about doing, and I feel like most of those flashbacks are going to come within the hospital as Laurie is talking to Karen about just like the history of Michael and the history about that famous night in 1978. And I feel like that's the direction they're going to go with that. But again, like I said, I think Laurie Strode needs to take a back seat in this one. She had her character development and her stardom show in Halloween 2018. But I think it's time for Allison and Karen to have their turn.
And I can spin in on that just a little bit. Is that all right? You were
Go
leaning,
ahead.
He was leaning forward, and
No. Lean
okay.
forward. Here, let's swap.
No, it's okay, man. I was going to say that could be a very interesting way for the audience to connect with both of those characters. If in the first act we're just in the hospital with her, she's kind of recounting regaling someone with this tale, and talking about the past. We're having flashbacks, right?
Yeah.
And the second act is the setup without Laurie, so we're following other characters, and then at the end she shows back up, whenever Michael is comes back into the frame.
Dude, it'd be like on Fast and Furious 7, where the Rock gets up, he's got the cast on, and just they bust the cast open, he comes out with the freaking machine gun.
Don't even mention it. Like I hated that. I hated
it too.
No, I think she could be bedded up in the hospital for some time for the movie and let the other characters breathe a little bit.
And I think that I wholeheartedly, I mean, I just think from a normal storytelling standpoint, as much as it is important to stay with her and see the story, because she's the audience's way.
Yeah, she's the crucial part of the story.
It is important, to pass it on to other characters and whatnot. So I think that would be a cool way to kind of blend those two narratives together and have them kind of come, in the third act, kind of come back together.
It'd be a great,
and pound this motherfucker. I mean, this MF into the dirt, dude.
It'd be a great, opportunity. Oh, sorry. It'd be a great opportunity. I think in the second one, she's laid up in the hospital. She's like, "Oh man, I got stabbed and shit. I'm broken. My arm's broken and shit like that." And she's in the hospital. She's dying. It'd be a good opportunity for the other characters to step in. Tommy, Lindsay, Alice.
You stole my idea, damn you.
Well,
I was literally about to say that, and then you did your famous close up and you spoke. But no, go right ahead, because that's exactly what I'm going to talk about.
Dude, let me finish, and then I'm going to let you finish, but let me step in here in a second.
You're already going to talk about it. Go ahead, man. No, okay, you're good.
So Tommy, Lindsay, freaking Allison, and Mrs. Greer, they step in. Obviously, not Greer's husband, because he died.
The peanut butter on my penis guy.
Yeah, that guy. So yeah, he died.
Me on a Saturday.
So he died, and so yeah, we got that. They step in while Laurie's in the hospital. They're duking it out with Michael the whole movie. Well, obviously, we see the nurse in the trailer from the first one, which, I don't know her name, but she was a nurse, dressed up, duked out.
Sarah Paulson.
No, it's not Sarah Paulson.
No, that would be awesome, but no.
Long story short, they duke it out with Michael. Michael ends up killing either the daughter or the granddaughter, preferably the daughter. And then that sets up in the third one for Laurie to get out of the hospital and kick some ass and ends, I think. He's like, oh, shit, I've been here in the hospital. He just killed my freaking daughter. And then she's like, I'm going to get out of here and I'm going to kick his ass, or its ass, as she would say. That's my kind of idea. I know you might be going along those same guidelines, but what do you think, Brett?
Yeah, and that's what Chris was saying too. Like, just use the middle act of Halloween Kills to kind of like develop the characters of Karen and Allison and gain their knowledge about Michael Myers. And what better way to do that than to include Tommy and Lindsay and to have them like retell like their tale of what happened on that night of 1978, and just like to see where they are, because they got traumatized as kids. So like you just want to see how they grew up, just the same way how Laurie Strode grew up after that night. And I think that would be the perfect time to introduce those two characters to kind of like be little mentors as well to Karen and Allison.
Yeah, I think that's a fine idea. I like that. That's dandy.
I think that.
Anyways, let's go to a little bit of a different topic. What do y'all expect out of Michael Myers' mask? Because I absolutely dig the hell out of the mask they used in 2018. Like, what do you think is going to be different about it? And don't say the stupid obvious one, but it's going to be crispy. But like, what
Brett,
else?
give us the Busta Rhymes again.
Some chicken fried looking motherfucker.
God, Busta freaking Rhymes, dude. Trick or treat.
What I'd heard is they were going to change up the entire feel of Michael Myers, and instead of the William Shatner mask that they had used for all these years, it's actually going to be Regis Philbin.
Okay, they're not going to do that.
No, just.
I think
I love the enthusiasm, but I just know they are not going to do that. But just, what do y'all think about the mask? What's your expectations on the mask for Halloween Kills?
I mean, like you said, it is going to be a little bit more crispy. Like, not to be obvious or anything, but I think it's going to have maybe some melting on one side, maybe both sides, kind of
like melted within his face too.
Yeah,
so you get like part face and part mask.
That would be badass.
Yeah, nothing too crazy, but like it's there. Obviously, if you take heat to the mask, it's going to do some stuff, and I would like to see. I thought they did Christopher Nelson. I thought he did a phenomenal job with the effects in the 2018 movie, and I'm excited, and the mask itself, and I'm excited to see what he can come up with for this one.
What if his eye, like something, you could see like some melting right here, like into the eye.
Oh yeah, into the eye.
You know what I mean? Like, or it could be just like a little slit on this side where it's kind of like melted down, like you were talking about, into his face right there. It's kind of like curled up, kind of boiling on the sides.
Kind of look like Two-Face.
That could be hella fun though, dude. like a mix between.
Yeah, and some singed hair too. Like like the fake hair.
Yeah, but I will say it's one of my big issues with like the last couple of entries into the Halloween franchise that you get to see Michael Myers' eyes. If you got a nickname called being the Shape, I really don't need to see his eyes because as Dr. Loomis says with his famous line, it's the blackest eyes, the devil's eyes.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. But like I don't want to see his eyes, but it will still be awesome too. To see Chris's idea too of kind of like the burning, like with the eye and the mask and all that. I think that would just be a unique idea that the effects team can easily do.
I think so too, and I like. And I know most of you guys are not going to like this, but I actually kind of like the look of the Halloween 2 mask from Rob Zombie, where he's got like the side, it's like kind of ripped off.
I love that's one of my favorite masks. Like the torn up part of it.
Yeah.
Oh no, we hit a nerve with Bird.
I know we hit a nerve with a lot of people.
JK, as you were.
We hit a nerve with a lot of people in that one. I know nobody likes the mask, but I like it. It looks like it's been through some shit. And like he's got the side, he's barely got it on, but it's still a part of him,
I just got a notification that y'all just lost 6 subscribers.
No, we did not. Yeah, we probably lost more like 10, 12, 11, something like there.
Way to go! Now I'm going to drink this whole bottle. I'm going to drink this whole bottle of Crown now just to forget it.
What do you fucking say? I didn't even hear.
Did you say you're putting some Crown out?
No, I'm just saying, like, I'm going to drink this whole bottle of Crown now since Brad make us lose 6 subscribers.
I like the mask, dude. I don't care what y'all say. I think it's pretty cool.
I dug both of those, and I just had this crazy idea, though. You know what would be such a really nice touch?
What would be a nice touch?
I could be wrong about this. This is my thought, right? This would be a really nice touch. So the last scene, right, of Kills, it's like she stabs. Actually, I'm going to say this, right? It's a throwback to several movies in the franchise. So he stabs her, right, like on a balcony, and they're sitting there, and he's getting ready to push her off, right, or whatever, and she pulls the mask off, right? But it's like at the end of it, it's Nick Castle, right? It's him back in the role again. So we see him, but his face is like burned, and stuff underneath.
Mm-hmm.
And then, she has to stab him and they die. It's a little recycled, I know that, but it'd be a nice touch. If they're going to go that route, how else can you go?
Dude, I could tell you one thing. I could tell you one direction they could go with.
It'd be nice to be like Jamie Lee Curtis, Nick Castle from the original.
It would be cool.
Killing each other.
Yeah, how they ended with those two
and
OG
it would be a
characters.
nice throwback to the way that he's fell off the fucking balcony a million times before.
Yeah, it would be kind of cool for that to be the iconic ending to the iconic characters.
Yeah.
But I think what you do is you take the mask off, like he just said, and it's fucking Freddy Krueger in there, man. And he's like, because that's
I got you now, bitch. Yeah,
because
dude.
the face is burned,
bitch.
the face is burned now because he was in the house, and this is actually Frederick Krueger. And now that he got burnt in the house, he's going to start killing people in their dreams. I'm kidding.
I actually think she pulls the mask off and it's Ron Jeremy. And she looks down and she's been stabbed with his dick.
God. Oh my gosh. We're losing subscribers by the minute.
We're down
guys, if y'all are still listening, like, I appreciate you. Like, we're just shooting the shit right now. Like, we're just having a good time. But we are big time Halloween fans. We love the franchise. So,
and I'm sorry to intrude and be to rain on your parade, Bert.
No, you are not, because you are awesome, dude. I've been loving all your ideas so far. Yeah. So I'm going to change the. I'm going to change the topic.
Under there, but you can imagine how upset with everything that's going on that he is right now. Like, upset enough to, let's say, paint a fucking Shatner mask and put it on and start hammering people to death.
All right. We're going to change the subject because I'm not liking the direction that's going.
I'm sorry.
So, what a lot of people like about Halloween 2018 is like all the callbacks, like from the previous Halloween franchises. The famous bathroom scene from Halloween H2O. Yeah, and all that stuff. Is there anything you would like to see extra? Or here's the big one. Would you like to see like a certain actor or actress that played in the previous Halloween franchises to come back for this one? Kind of like a Daniel Harris.
Hot flashes. You know what I mean?
I say negatory, man. Like, I think they did a pretty good job with the flashbacks in the first one, but I've had enough of those. I just want to get on to the new story.
Just to fully focus on the story.
Yeah, I want to focus on what's new and present as opposed to what's in the past, because a lot of those movies, let's face it, as much as we all like watching them, they're shit show movies. I just stole
not all of them.
Yes, yeah. A lot of them are, most of them are, and of course, I stole that quote there from Dave McCrae there, but they're not very good, and I wouldn't necessarily like seeing the Danielle Harris doesn't make any sense to come back because she's
agreed.
Yeah,
different universe.
It's a different universe. I liked her in all the movies she was in and the remake and everything.
I'd love to see her come back as a new character.
Yeah, she could come back as a new character again, but she's already come back in the Halloween remake with Rob Zombie, and I thought that was good enough to bring her back, and she did a good job there.
One I would like to see come back, like not as like the character, but just like the actress to play another character, is Rachel from Halloween Part 4.
That'd be a cool little cameo. I thought she did a fine job.
Not Tina, but Rachel.
Well, if Tina could come back, that would make my freaking week.
I would like to see Josh Hartnett come back.
From H2O?
From H2O, dude.
Oh, see, like
at the end when she runs the van. That's the one where she runs the van into the tree.
Yeah.
And he gets caught in the middle, and he's like, boo, yeah. I thought that was a cool scene. I wouldn't mind to see him get hit with a van again, or to see
Oh.
Josh Hartnett in Halloween again.
But again, like just to see like those like little hidden cameos from those actors and actresses within the franchise, to have them just like to see them for a split second in the bar area would be awesome in my opinion.
Like a nice little nod. Doesn't really add anything to the
Yeah, it's
story.
just like to say thank you for your
Just for
contribution.
diehard fans to be like, "Oh shit, dude," like I think that'd be a cool little.
It'd be fine, yeah. As long as
a
it's
cool little
not,
thing.
as long as it's not weird and forced and things, I think it'd be
Yeah.
fine. As long as it doesn't take you out of the movie, that's the main thing
Yeah,
for me.
exactly.
I'm most interested to see what they're gonna do. They got 2 movies. I thought Halloween 2018 was good, but it could have been better. And I would like to see. I think these movies could be better because they're not setting anything up and they're just digging right into it. I think they could be better in 2018.
Yeah, I feel like we know there's an ending coming, and that's important because up till now, the entire franchise has been about like expanding. It's like constantly like how can we blow up this story and expand this universe? And now that we're looking at this new, like from 2018, and now we have Halloween Ends and Halloween Kills, we know there's like a finite area that we can tell this story. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
exactly.
I think that's important to know. Like, there's an ending coming, and that makes it easier to tell a sort of fortified. You know what I mean? Like
Mhm.
you can encompass the entire story. You know how you have this much space. You have 3 movies.
Yeah.
To tell this
And
story. I think that's
and you
important.
actually made me think of one point, and Brad, I want you to help me elaborate on this too, but and Chris too. But how like just put yourselves in the foot of the director and the producers and all that. Y'all got so much pressure to deliver on this trilogy. Like, how would you all like try to deal with it? Because that's just a lot of pressure.
One thing I think they have going for them is that from what I've seen, him and Danny McBride and David Gordon Green, they're both fans of the franchise, and they kind of they know what they're doing. Instead of just being some random Looney Tune they hired off the street to direct Halloween 5, I mean, these guys come in with fandom, and they know. I mean, they at least they're going to put heart into what they're doing, and they're going to put some thought in what they're doing, and they're going to actually know what these other movies are about that comes before this. So I think they got some stuff going for them there. So I don't know if they're as pressured as they are having a good time. I think if it'd just be like if we had the chance to make a movie in the Halloween franchise, I mean, I think we'd have a blast with it, man. And I think they're just going to do the best they can to do what they would want to see, and I think in turn that's going to be what a lot of people would want to see.
Yeah, and that's where you can appreciate like Rob Zombie because he did his own thing, and a lot of people did not like it. But Rob Zombie just stuck to it, like, you know what? I don't care what y'all think. I'm gonna make this movie in my vision, and if you like it, great. And if you don't, I don't care. I just want to make this movie because I'm a fan of the Halloween saga as well.
Yeah, and that's what I liked about his movies, and we'll get into those down the road too. But I liked how different they were from the rest of them. I thought it was cool. But
Yeah,
yeah,
Chris, do you have a thought about what Brad talked about?
Oh, just to kind of expand on that, I think that's completely accurate. I think it was not really. I don't think they're looking at it in terms of like, man, they're sitting there, like we're gonna write the script out. Who do we have to please here? How are we gonna please everybody? I think it just comes from a place of like, damn, these are good characters. This is a great story. We love this, and so we're gonna try to encompass as much of our fandom and as much love and care into this as we possibly can, as what we would want to see. Because like you said, they're fans, from a long time ago. So even from the original. So I don't think that they're looking to try to please anybody so much as they're just like Brad said, they're just having a good time trying to like keep the wheels spinning. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Yeah,
it's
For lack
not.
of a better term, just like trying to keep it fresh and trying to keep it going. But they understand the characters. You know what I mean? They understand the story, the dynamics of how Michael Myers works within the reality that they're creating. So I don't think that
Yeah,
they.
and you hit it right on the nail for me. That the director and the producers, they show so much respect to what John Carpenter did for the original, and just him starting just a complete franchise. So they're going. I feel like they have done a very nice job with just respecting the characters. Like they're not going to do like the whole like Laurie Strode death and Halloween Resurrection. Like they're not. I just don't see them doing that. Yeah, exactly.
She died in the facility in that one.
Yeah, in the
Yeah,
facility.
died in 17 minutes within the movie.
Yeah, I don't think so either. Because I think, like I said, I don't think it's as much as a job for them as it is a freaking good time. They're not there for the work or the money. I think they're there because there's a passion for the IP and for the franchise. And I think they're just trying to make something great. And whether you like 2018 or not, I think you could agree that the franchise is in good hands. Like I don't think I would much rather these guys be doing it than somebody who doesn't know anything about the franchise is there for a paycheck.
And I
Yeah,
think
and
Jamie Curtis. Go ahead, Bert. I'm sorry, brother.
no, that's okay. Yeah, and what Brad says, like, and plus, like, the ultimate compliment for me, for the director and the producers, is that John Carpenter is on board with this project. Because was he not like on board with the whole like part 4, 5, and 6?
He hasn't been on board since part 3, and
Yeah, exactly.
Even then, I think 3 was kind of just more of a kind of a side thing for him. I think he just 2 was the one he wrote to. 3, he was like,
Well, he was.
okay.
I feel like he was forced to write 2 because he
was
really wanted to just
yes.
write that one.
Yeah, the one, it should have been a one-time thing and it was over with, but they pretty much forced him to do 2. He did it. It was pretty good. He didn't direct 2, but he wrote it, and then 3, he didn't direct that one either, but he was a fan of it just because it was different. It was the anthology route that he wanted to go, but
yeah, which we'll get into that, like the anthology of like a potential video of like what could have been.
Yeah, so I think yeah, he hasn't been around since the 3rd one though. So this is it's pretty good times for him to come back. Just he hasn't done anything and since what, The Ward? Remember The Ward? Did you see The Ward like back in 2009 or something like that?
The Word?
The Ward. WARD. The Ward.
The Ward.
No, the last thing I remember is Ghost of Mars.
Oh, yeah, with Ice Cube.
Yeah, I remember that, dude. Yeah.
He hasn't done.
Yeah.
I was probably 4 or 5, maybe even before then.
Yeah, but with that, like if John Carpenter's going to come back for like right now for what for what we're doing, like that just shows like a big amount of trust.
Mm-hmm.
Amber Heard? Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, and I agree. And I actually, even as much as I think it's been blown up that Jamie Lee Curtis has said that she doesn't like horror movies and things like that. I think that she still cares about the character of Laurie Strode, and
plus she wouldn't have come back if she didn't.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that whenever she had the script for the one for 2018, it was enough for her to come back and be invested in the character again. And I think that her coming back for 2 more says a lot about the direction that they're going, and she trusts that they're heading in a way that's true to the characters and is going to end this thing on a good note.
Yeah, like they forced her.
Someone else is going to show up after this, and 7 years from now, there's going to be another movie called Halloween. It's going to be about Michael Myers.
4th one. It's going to be the 4th Halloween.
Yeah, no. They're either going to try to expand it or try to reboot it again. But for this particular thing, I think it's really she cared enough to come back and contribute, and I think that says a lot about the trust she had in the people that are creating this world.
Yeah, and just like to elaborate on that too, like plus I think she just had a sour taste in her mouth for Halloween Resurrection on just how disrespectful they treated her character and that they forced her to be a part of that movie due to her contract.
She didn't want to be in that one. And
she had to because of the contract.
Yeah, almost like Harrison Ford as Han Solo.
Yeah, like she just did that because she had to, and I think at the time in the 90s she was still doing a lot of stuff and
True Lies.
Yeah, true. I lied.
I'm
sorry. You're fired. Yeah, I lied from Terminator 3.
You like that movie?
Oh yeah, I also have not seen that movie. I just know that famous quote in that movie.
Really, you've never seen it?
You're fired.
I've seen bits and parts of it, but like not as a whole. No.
Have you ever seen something called The Dancing Scene?
The dancing scene? No. I'm getting like a late start on just all this movie.
Google it and watch it, my friend. You'll never look at Laurie Strode the same again.
Or
Oh,
Trading
God.
Places. You would if you watch Trading Places.
Oh, yeah, I watched Trading Places, yeah.
Yeah, but like with that, like I feel like she again with Halloween Restoration, it's just a sour taste in her mouth, and
Sure.
in fact, she just wanted to fix the ultimate wrong in the Halloween, and just to killing Laurie Strode off, like just completely terrible, like terrible decision, terrible execution. And she read the script. She's like, okay, this is how you treat my character. I'm all in. Let's do it.
Yeah, I think she's jacked, man. It looks like from all the press releases she's doing, all this stuff like that. I think she's really into it this time around, and I think she's having a good time with it.
I love the enthusiasm from everybody that has said anything about the project, from Nick Castle to the David Gordon Green, Johnny Boy Carpenter, Danny McBride, everybody. The enthusiasm is through the roof. So I really don't give a shit what happens. I think it's going to be good because I'm going to recognize that it's a labor of love no matter what. So I think it's going to be good, man.
I think so, too.
And let me go ahead and throw y'all a curveball because like a couple of days ago on Facebook, there's like somebody on Killer Freaks just trying to do this hashtag justice for Ben. Would you
Ben
all like?
Tramer?
Would you all like to see Ben Tramer make an appearance in this little trilogy?
I mean, he could make a slight cameo, but he's already been. He was mentioned in the first one. He died in the second one, and then he mentioned in the
Yeah, so technically he's alive.
He's alive, yes, but I mean, I'm more interested in the future and not the past at this point.
Oh, it's just like investing to the characters that we've already established.
Yeah, I like the idea. The callbacks could be a good time.
Yeah,
but
they're fun.
But I feel like they're already doing so many callbacks. You got Tommy coming back. You got Lindsay coming back. You got Sheriff coming back. You got the nurse coming back. You got freaking Lonnie coming back. I mean, if Dr. Loomis were still alive, he'd be coming back too. He probably is coming back.
Get your ass away from there.
Get your ass away from there. But I think he's coming back anyway. They had that lookalike guy for a flashback, I think. So like everybody's already coming back, and I'm already a little bit nervous about the flashbacks and stuff. Well, not the flashbacks as much as I am all the returning characters, because I think they might be forcing it a little bit, just to have people there just because for nostalgia purposes. But I mean, I think they have enough callbacks coming back. We don't need Ben Tramer coming back. I mean, if he comes back, he comes back, even though he's never really actually there to begin with. But I mean, at this point, you might as well have freaking Linda come back and Annie and freaking Bob, dude. I mean, like everybody's back.
Up.
Who?
I said dig him up.
Yeah, dig them up, dude. They could be freaking deadites coming out of the ground, man. Like at this point, like everybody's coming back.
You know what would be so?
Which I agree with you. Like that is like probably the most concerning thing going into Halloween Kills is all the callbacks because I'm with you. We've already got interesting enough characters.
Yeah.
We need to go ahead and develop their stories some more, especially for Halloween Ends. That right now Halloween Kills is like the perfect movie to establish like their character growth. So in Halloween Ends, we could just go straight on to the story without any more character build.
Yeah, literally every character in Halloween 1, minus every character that's alive still, i.e. like not Dr. Loomis, Annie, Linda, and Bob, they're all coming back. Every single one of them. So to me, I'm like, that's a little far-fetched 40 years down the road that all these people are going to be still around and coming back. So it's already kind of reaching for me. Although it will be cool to see them. I can't deny that. But at the same time, I'm like, this is a little bit too much for me. But overall, yeah, I think they're good with what they got. Even freaking Sheriff or Deputy Will Patton from Armageddon's coming back, and I don't know.
See, I just don't know about that. Chris, do you have a thought about all this?
No, I don't think so. The one thing that crossed my mind, I thought would be hella fun. Though, I mean, I agree. It'd be cool to. The callbacks are fun. I like those. And at some point, maybe they don't have to even have a cameo. It's just kind of like a reference to a character, or something like that. But how fun would it be, man? I'm just going to throw this out there. How fun would it be, though, if we had Michael show up and fucking kill Rob Zombie in a cameo?
Yeah.
If he agreed to it and he came in and then he was able to kill Rob Zombie in a cameo. And listen, I actually enjoyed Rob Zombie's Halloween movies. Okay, you don't get up and walk away because I know you don't like that. But I had fun with them. you know, they were a little bit
Be careful
different.
what you say, or skull fuck the shit out of you.
But I'm just
I
saying,
will get up and.
but I'm just saying, I think that it would be, I think that could be fun, you know, even with the direction that they're going now, that, you know, they could be like, one of the kills could be, like even the rest stop kill from the first one. If it had been Rob Zombie.
Oh, Mr. Grizzly?
Yeah, well, all of us would have been in the theater like, ah, shit, man, he's fucking gutting him up. So
Dude,
I think that could be fun.
I could see like when it happens too, like Rob Zombie can play like a biker person or like a janitor.
Like freaking Wes Craven and Scream.
Yeah, exactly.
He's got the sweater on.
Yeah.
Yeah, what are you looking at?
And what would be funny too is if like he's stabbing him and he's like, God, I was good to you, Mikey.
Like Danny DeVito.
Yeah,
Or sorry.
Danny Trejo.
Okay.
Danny Trejo.
Actually, there
good
is a little
Mikey.
problem. There is a little problem to this because you know the tale. If Rob Zombie's making a movie or appearing in the movie, his wife has to appear too.
Well, she can come along. I don't have any problems with
She could
that.
bring that unicorn horse. She could bring the white horse.
Yes. Well, the horse can stay behind.
Sherry
Oh,
Moon-
well, how hilarious would it be if they did like some like kind of like a horse show of like a kind of like a Halloween spirit, and she rides in on that white horse as like a little like tease in there.
I could see her riding in the air, the horse kneeing a little bit and having a good time. I think it'd be fun.
Yeah, well, guys, like, I know, like, we talked about a good bit hour on this. Like, I know we've pretty much hit like the major keys. Is there anything else you want to talk about this movie?
You know, at the beginning of the movie, the pumpkin collapses into flame.
Yeah. Oh,
And then we're gonna open the movie into house fire, right? The firefighters go around. We're gonna pick
or
up
kind of like
some-
the teaser of like Laurie going, "No, let it burn, and then that's when you go into the intro,
and then she wakes up in the hospital, right? Cut to 3 months later. It was all a psych out, dude.
Oh, yeah. That would be freaking crazy.
But yeah, what would y'all like to see in the intro? And Chris, I appreciate you bringing that up. Like, what would y'all like to see about the intro? Because in Halloween 2, they did like the skull within the pumpkin, which I thought was just awesome. Is there like anything y'all would like to see with the intro for this time around?
I like the skull within the pumpkin from the Halloween 2. I like that one a lot.
It's with fire within the pumpkin.
Yeah, I that one was badass.
That's a good one.
Yeah, the fire in the pumpkin would be good. I like the pumpkin. Okay, as far as the pumpkin goes, they inflated in the last one. God, dude, that's hard to say. I think they'd do something cool with it. Like on fire, I think would be badass. It'd be like,
I think like maybe like a candle inside the pumpkin, and the pumpkin is like, you remember how it was decaying in the last one?
Yeah.
The pumpkin decays, and the light the light inside overtakes it, the fire, and then we take the fire, expand it into real time.
And with
cut
the house.
to
The house, yeah.
Yeah, the
house
yes.
on fire, wide shot, right? Like a drone shot. We roll in over top. Firefighters are doing blah blah.
Spraying shit.
It's spraying
And
shit
then-
down.
yeah.
Okay. And then we cut to like the fire is out. It's the middle of the night, and they walk up and they're like, they find the knife or something.
Yeah, and you just brought like right to the next great topic that I would have been ashamed that we didn't talk about. What are some of y'all ideas on new Michael Myers kills? Because I thought of one immediately as you talked about the firefighters saving them, because they always bring an axe with them, because just in case they need to break down the door. That the firefighters calling out to one of their buddies that's just stuck inside it, and when they come out, he just immediately just lies face down onto the ground with this big axe to his back. And they're like, holy hell, what the hell's going on? And then that's when Michael freaking appears for that awesome, iconic shot of Michael with the burning house right behind him. And then that's just where he goes batshit crazy, killing all the firefighters in all these unique ways.
Yes. I think we've heard Halloween's or Michael's going to be even more crazy in this one than ever. At least a step up from 2018. So I would love to see him kill all kinds. Like, I would love to see him freaking rampage Halloween 6 style in the surgery room. freaking just duking people out, especially at the beginning with the firefighters and stuff. You got fire going on. You got Michael in there just freaking with axes and stuff, like you said.
Yeah,
And
toss us a firefighter into the legit fire and see that firefighter burning.
yeah, I mean, I think that'd be badass, man. You get freaking, you got the water's coming in. You got some good potential for some nice shots there with the water coming in on the house and stuff, and coming in like just it's getting saturated with the water that's coming in from the ceilings, whatever. It's dripping down. The house is collapsing. You got Michael running around. He's got a damn axe, and he's just freaking slitting throats and cutting heads off, and like just being crazy,
Yeah,
man.
and actually, the water, the water, like they spread the water with, like you gotta know that water pressure just goes so freaking fast. Like that could, would you think that can kill somebody actually?
If they drink it enough.
Yeah, true.
At one time, I have an idea.
Yeah, go right ahead, Chris.
Talking about
Brad, wait, hold on, sorry. Brad, were you done with your thought? I didn't mean
Yeah,
to
I mean,
cut you
that's
off.
kind of my idea for the opening. It's just one crazy sequence. You got fire, you got water, you got freaking earth, wind, and fire, and water.
Captain Planet.
Okay, yes. He's a hero.
Gonna bring it down to zero.
Down to zero. He can't remember the words.
I just
Yeah, what the hell, man? See, we just lost 2 subscribers again just because
God
you just
damn,
don't know
we gotta get a
Captain Planet.
synthesizer.
But no, I agree with you. Like that, it's just he needs to kill all those firefighters just to set that tone of like, hey, I'm not screwing around. I'm pissed. I almost got burnt to a crisp. So I'm like chicken fried motherfucker.
And then maybe
it's time to kill people.
the sheriff shows up after, and he sees all the firefighters are dead. And then like the dude, the sheriff with the hat from the first one, the 2018 movie. He shows up. It's the guy that said, "What are we gonna do? Cancel Halloween?" That guy, he shows up. He's like, all right, yeah, here. Okay, what's going on here at the Laurie Strode house? All the firefighters are dead. He's like, what the fuck? Let's get some backup. And then maybe he gets killed. And then that's kind of the opening sequence there. And then like it just kind of goes from there. And then you cut to Laurie in the hospital after the opening credits with the pumpkin, or maybe the pumpkin already happened and you do the fire thing. But
I'm gonna go.
Yeah, and let's go with Chris's thought because you said you had an idea for a cool death.
Yeah, no, I had a cool thing. I just had a little pitch here.
Go right ahead.
We go with the normal Halloween intro theme. We have our normal jack-o'-lantern. We have a light inside. It decays. We light on fire. It consumes the frame. Cut to this sort of drone shot. We come in. The house is burning. Everybody is spraying it down, and it's like a really wide shot, really dramatic, and it's like, the score is continuing in, and then we cut to black. Open back up, right? Everything is crispy. It's hot. There's firefighters walking around, looking around, and a guy reaches down, and he picks up this, like, hair. He pulls it up, and it's kind of like this Michael mask or whatever, and he's like, what the fuck? We cut to the other side of this mask, and he's looking at it like this, and all of a sudden, out of nowhere, his head goes flying off.
Oh, nice.
Okay? His body is being pulled into the woods, right? Okay?
Mm-hmm.
And the next thing we just see, like, firefighters are all cleaning up or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
You following?
Yeah, I'm following you.
Okay? We're in the fire truck. We're going down the street, and the guy's looking over, and he's like, man, that was crazy that those girls survived or whatever, blah, blah. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, an axe pulls up out of the firefighter's suit, right? He's holding an axe, and he just goes right into the driver.
Ooh. So the firefighter is Michael.
Yeah, man. He pulled him into the woods. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Oh, kind of like doing the Halloween age 20.
God damn it. There's already a thing?
Sort of.
I haven't seen it for ages.
Yeah, but that would be a badass
callback,
to reenact that.
At what point was she screaming like, my whole point was going to be, he stabs this guy, and then we cut to this wide shot, trees everywhere, the fire truck is moving down the highway, and we see it, come to a stop. He kills everybody. And then we see a firefighter approach Laurie's hospital room. And she looks over, right, and we see like a close-up of the IV bag, a close-up of her fingers, and she's shaking, close-up of her face, and she's like, freaking out, and somebody opens the door, and she sees a firefighter there, and she's like, starts to freak out, and then she wakes up. That's my whole point. It was like a dream sequence, and then it says,
like
she
a
wakes
Rob
up
Zombie
screaming,
Halloween
smashed
2.
black. What?
Like Rob Zombie's Halloween 2 when that during that dream sequence at the whole hospital.
Yes, just like that.
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah, just like that. It's kind of like that, but not as long.
Right. No, it's not gonna take up half the movie. It's like the first 3 minutes.
Yeah, like not long, just establish the tone.
Yes.
See, this is the issue that I think they face. Also, is like, what can they do that's really going to be like all that original? It's not going to be considered a callback.
Yeah.
That's still going to feel fresh. You know what I mean?
Organic, yeah.
Yeah.
There's really not a lot that they can do.
Yeah, because even though like for Michael Myers, like he has kind of like he does the same normal deaths, like either with his hands or with a knife. So that's why I'm saying like let's give him different ways to kill people, like with the axe and with just like totally different ways. But no, like with totally different weapons, and let's just like this will be a time just to do something different, like with kills. Not like the movie, but like with Michael Myers, like killing people.
I think so too, man. I think
it's pretty clear that I'm not as well versed as either of you in this lore. So
no, that's okay. You have been bringing up great points, and just to get the creative, as Brad says, get the creative juices flowing.
Get them creative juices flowing. I think overall, I mean, it's been good, man. I think we hit some high points. And we're excited, and I'm sure like we're gonna have plenty more episodes on Halloween Kills before it comes out. We got a whole year of anticipation for Halloween Kills, so this was just good fun first episode to kind of talk about it for a little while. And I don't know, is there anything else you need to you feel like you need to say, Brett? Anything that you had left on your mind there?
No, I'm pretty sure we cleared everything that we needed just to clear on our mind to get those creative juices flowing. Chris, is there anything else you want to include, or like a topic or anything like that?
No, man, I think it all harkens back basically to what I've always thought from the first time that I ever saw Halloween, which is Michael Myers is Ron Jeremy.
Oh my gosh!
I don't know if that was Halloween you saw or freaking.
It was some version of it on some website that I saw that made me think that. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding, Brett. I don't think there's anything left, man. I feel good about it. I feel confident that it's gonna be good no matter what. Even if it is a slight retread of other things, if there are a multitude of callbacks, if there is a little bit of a recycled storyline or whatever, it's almost, some of that's going to be inevitable, but I trust it. I think that the enthusiasm of everyone involved is enough to put my ass in a seat. So I think it's going to be good, man.
Yeah, both absolutely. Good, I'm sorry.
I think they're both going to be good. How ends and kills and ends. I think it's going to be a singular storyline, and I. Great.
It's gonna be a doozy time.
Yeah, I'll definitely have a couple of beers before I go in there.
Yeah, good one.
Absolutely, because I loved when I saw Halloween 2018 for the first time. It's one of the funnest movie theater experiences. Just not just like I enjoyed the movie, but the people that were with me watching the movie with me, we were all just having a great time. I hope I get a crowd like that for Halloween Kills for next year. For this movie, are you going in with low expectations, like medium expectations, or are you going in with high expectations?
Mine are high, just because the setup's done. It's time to get partying, and because I know that they have made scripts for 2 movies. It's planned out. It's not going to be a Star Wars situation where they're writing one movie at a time. Like they got a whole plan ahead, and so that has my expectations high.
Yeah, Chris, what about you, buddy?
Yeah, I say they're high but realistic. Like I'm not expecting anything crazy. They're high, but I think it realistically high. You know what I mean? I think it's going to be good because, like I said, I think everybody's enthusiasm. I think everybody is on the right page for this one.
Yeah, and I'm going to go ahead and just go to the medium level. Like I don't want to get like hyped up too much. I'm like, oh yeah, it's going to be the greatest movie ever, and I go in, I'm like. That's more of a middle. Like I'm disappointed, so I'm just gonna go with that medium level of expectations, and we'll just go from there.
Shit,
And
yeah.
yeah, absolutely. And the very last thing, because I know we're almost at the hour and a half point. So if you're still with us, listening to us on podcast, we really appreciate you for all your love and support. But for the very last thing, and I've been hearing this a lot for within the past week, with the Halloween Kills being released today, but it was supposed to release today on Friday, October 16th. A lot of people were wanting like a new teaser or a poster and, just anything, just like a sneak peek. Would you all like to see something like that?
I think so. And at this point, obviously, we've recorded this prior to the 16th, ladies and gentlemen. That's a secret behind the scenes. I think at this time, this video is actually being released. We might actually have something already.
Yeah, very good possibility. So, would you like to see anything?
I would. I mean, not like a full-scale trailer maybe at this point, but I mean, a nice little teaser again, like they did earlier, would be cool, or even a poster would be nice.
Mm-hmm. Chris, what do you think?
No, I agree. I mean, I think just from a marketing standpoint, it being a year out, it's kind of, you don't want to release too much new material, but I think a poster could be reasonable, or maybe like one of those interactive posters or something like that. Like you bring up the website and you do some kind of thing, it reveals a new poster or something like that. Could be fun. Fun way to keep the audience keep it interactive.
Engaged. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go ahead on the side where I don't want anything because the very last trailer they showed for Halloween 2018, it gave a lot away, especially with one of the big scares in the movie too, with Vicky and that closet scene. They totally gave that part away.
Yeah.
And so I'm actually good with the whole last teaser trailer they came out with the whole of let it burn, let it burn. I think that's perfect enough until summer of next year, where they should just do their very first trailer. So I'm actually okay with no poster because I'm one of those people that believes that just the little we know, the better we will have with the experience of the movie.
We get to next year, but May, right?
Mm-hmm.
One trailer has to come out in May, the other one in August. That's how it works.
Oh, for like the final trailer be like in September?
Yeah, trailer two will be like probably mid-August or something to get everybody, absolutely rock hard for the middle of October if you weren't already.
No, just kidding. So, guys, we're just going to go ahead and just end the video from there. We have established what we like, kind of like our expectations for Halloween Kills. And Chris, we appreciate you joining us for the very first time. We want you to come back.
Have me on, man.
Yeah, and we want you to come back for much more, especially for our Slash It Outs in the future. We're going to start doing a little experiment called having a moderator. And Chris, we would love for you to be a special guest moderator for one of our future Slash It Outs.
Okay. He had mentioned something about there being an episode about the best TNA in horror.
For Friday the 13th, because that's the king. That's the king of TNA.
No, I'm just in horror in general. Just the whole gamut of the horror genre. We could evaluate TNA through. Across all.
Oh, like
franchises.
Because the 80s is king on that. So yeah, that would be a good episode.
You don't think it's Sissy Spacek and Carrie instantly?
Oh my gosh. So, with all that being said, Brad, where can they find us?
You can find us on Letterboxd, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Spotify, iTunes, you name it, we're there. And you'll have a good time once you find us. We could use we could use your assistance in hunting the good reels for the good reels with us. Obviously, our main goal is to hunt for the good reels, so you don't have to. But the more company we have, the more fun we're going to have. So I think that's where you'll find us. And be sure to check out some more of the Good Reel Hunting 2020 videos we've been posting because it's been rock steady.
Yeah, absolutely. And And of course, guys, what do you all think about Halloween Kills? What are your all's expectations, or kind of like what do you want to see about Halloween Kills? So be sure in that comment section down below, just let us know your thoughts. We love to interact with you and to hear your all suggestions about the movie.
Yep, comment down there. We'll talk about it. It's gonna be a good time, and we'll have a happy Halloween together.
Yeah, absolutely. So we're going to go ahead and close it out. So, Chris, you got to do our tradition with us. So, on 3, we're going to do the finger point. You ready? 1, 2, 3.
Point.
See you guys later.
Skiddly-doo.
I do wish we could chat longer, but I'm having an old friend for dinner.
Hasta la vista, baby.
In case I don't see ya. Good afternoon, good evening, and good night.
I actually think, back to your point from earlier, I had caught a glimpse of the script of Halloween Kills, and I think
before you go to that, if y'all don't want to know, since he is going like a little detail into the potential script, just pause this video, skip forward a little bit, and then just come right back to it. Chris, go right ahead.
Yeah, so I was reading the script, and I think there was actually a part in there that Brad actually kind of spoiled for everybody earlier, where there is a scene where she's in the hospital in the beginning, and she's literally says to some other character, "I'm laid up in here with some broke arm shit."
Oh God.